What's up, guys? Today on All Sports Central, we're going to be going over one of the teams that nearly was able to make the College Football Playoff last season, and that was the Georgia Bulldogs. This team likely will be great again in 2019, but we're going to be going over whether they can make the SEC Championship or not going into this season. They were 11-3 in 2018. They returned quarterback Jake Fromm. That's one of the key points of this offense. I mean, he did really well last year. We'll go over some of his stats later on. But they do return their top running back in Swift, but they do lose Holyfield, so that could make a decent impact there. Holyfield is going to the NFL. They lose Hardman, Ridley, and Godwin. Those are three receivers. Those are going to be very tough to lose for sure. So there's going to be a little bit of a questionable position there with the wide receivers. I'm still unsure whether they're going to be better. Oh, and they probably won't be as good this year as they were last year at the receiver position. They do return Holloman, who likely will be their top receiver in 2019. They lose lots on offense for sure. A couple people on the line also are gone. But the thing is about the defense, though, they've always had a great defense for the past few years. That should continue into 2019. But the thing is, though, their offense, can their offense hold up after losing all their players, or that they have been losing going into this 2019 season? It'll be interesting to see how they're able to handle that. SEC championship chances. This is going to be a tough division to work in. They're in the SEC East, and you've got Florida and Kentucky in there with you and Georgia. That's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough because Florida, I'm expecting to be great next season. Kentucky, it's tough to say whether they're going to be as good this season. I don't think they will be. They're dealing with a lot of losses as well. We'll go over that in a little bit. But the keys to make a playoff run for Georgia, it was the same thing as Florida and Kentucky. You got to make it to the SEC championship game, and you possibly got to win it. Because I think if Alabama is likely to make it again this season. It would not shock me if they did. You got to beat Alabama because that gives you a legitimate shot to be in there because you've got a win over Bama in there. And I don't expect them to do anything crazy, like declining this season. So that'd be a huge win there if you can get to the SEC championship game. How much will Fromm be affected by the offensive losses? Once again, losing those receivers and also Holyfield, that's going to be tough. That will be tough for Fromm. I mean, he's an excellent quarterback, so I hope he'll be able to deal with it. I think he will be able to. We'll just have to see what happens there. Here are some stats for you. Jake Fromm, 2,700 pass yards. That is excellent, especially as a younger quarterback. If you can get anywhere above, I'd say 2,300 passing yards. Those are some excellent stats. Definitely 700. That is great. 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That is one of the best touchdown interception ratios that I have seen. DeAndre Swift, he's the best running back that's returning. 1,300 total yards, 13 touchdowns. Elijah Holyfield, the guy that's going to the NFL, had 1,000 yards last season and 7 touchdowns, so that could be that's going to be difficult for them to lose because, I mean, they're really reliant on that running back core, it seems like. Riley Ridley had 559. McCole Hardman had 543. And Holloman, he is returning. He had 418 and 5 touchdowns. So, once again, lots of losses on this offense. It'll be interesting to see how they're able to deal with them. Now looking at their schedule, this is a tougher schedule. You got Vanderbilt to start off the season on the road. That's going to be a tougher win. I don't think it'll be any higher than 14 points of a win there, but I do believe that they'll win it. I can't see Vanderbilt pulling off a win there. Murray State, Arkansas State, 2 easy wins there. Notre Dame, that is a really interesting game. It had major roles last season in going into the college football playoff, and for Georgia, that was huge, but Notre Dame, I think they're going to win this game. It's going to be a tougher one, of course, with it being at home, though. I think that's what's going to be one of the main factors as to why they're going to win that game. Then you got a bye week, and then you got Tennessee on October 5th. That'll be an interesting game. I'm going to give them a win there. You got South Carolina and Kentucky then the next couple of weeks. 2 very tough games, both of them at home. And now I'm going to give them 2 wins there. I think it's definitely possible that an upset could occur in one of those 2 games if it would during the season. It'll be interesting to see how those go. So at this point in the season, you come into that Florida game on November 2nd. Coming into November with a record of 7-0. You're looking great right now. I think Georgia will probably be towards the top of the rankings. But they've already used both of their bye weeks, so you got to go through a very tough November all the way through with no bye weeks. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that as well. We got Florida then on a neutral location, November 2nd. That is going to be a major game. I talked about that in my Florida preview. And I think Florida's going to win that one. Sorry, Georgia fans, but Florida's probably going to win that. I think they're going to be a little more talented than Georgia next season. And I think Florida's going to end up going to the SEC championship game. It's going to be a little bit of a role reversal between Georgia and Florida. Georgia's going to be the 2 seed next season in the SEC East. Even though, 10-2, still a great record, but I've got Florida going 11-1. Missouri then on November 9th, you'll get an easy win there, but then you drop a very crucial game against Auburn on the road, and that's going to end up putting you at a record of 8-2 going to your final 2 games. You got Texas A&M. That'll be a win. That's going to be a good win there, especially since Texas A&M, I'm expecting them to be good next season. They've got a very tough schedule, though. That's the thing. Then you got Georgia Tech on the road to finish off the season. That's a win there. So I'm giving them 10-2 next season. I think they'll be able to make it to a decent bowl game. But the only thing is, you're not going to go to the SEC championship game. I don't expect Georgia to be able to make the playoff next season. Once again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below on Georgia. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Am I wrong? Are they going to go to the playoff next year? You let me know. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. So more college football previews are coming soon over the next few weeks, and be sure to stay tuned for more from ASC.